Okay, can't do that. Anyway, oh! Oh! Oh!
Mixwell has the bomb, and he's the only man left for G2. Securing some money for his team. He's got that cash in the savings account. The interest is high.
Defaulted on the loan, James.
He has defaulted on the loan. They've taken his kitchen fittings away.
His stocks have vested.
Soon they'll take his house.
Too soon. Prematurely.
Let's see whether or not ENVYUS can do what they just did to FaZe. Because they get the pistol again.
It all starts with a pistol.
I love we're going to see it now. Boom! As he said. Boom! Pap, pap, pap. It's like it's actually the perfect pistol for that specific job because you can get that fast rate of fire. What a brilliant weapon in this game. This is it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. The form factor is incredible. What do you think of the form factor, James?
Of
the CZ?
I don't know, it's kind of got this weird elongated clip thing. Bugger, is it a clip or a magazine? I can't remember again.
Everything's...
The guy...
Basically everything's a mag in Counter-Strike.
Magazine, okay, yeah. The guy even told us, but I just always forget. Always.
Like dump the clip and stuff like that sounds better though. That's probably a name of about 500 rap songs.
Probably why, because in rap they always...
Yeah, a lot of rappers get it wrong.
Yeah, the rappers all get it wrong.
Stupid rappers.
I know, I'm telling you, man.
It shows that they're not shooting the guns.
I'm telling you, man, what kind of profession is that? Anyway, rapping is awesome. Kenny S. He dead. He died. Not really much you can do from that position. Smoke was really good. And the round be won by ENVYUS. And they'll keep 2 players alive. The bomb did go down for G2 though. So the question is, do they want to force buy? Do they want to get the pressure on? Are they going to buy... No, never mind. Sometimes the reaches are too great.
A regular.
Too great for me to even
go
attempt.
for a regular.
Yeah. I have a pressure cooker at home, and it's one of the best things I've ever bought. Just want to throw that out there. If you guys need a gift for Mother's Day, get your mum a pressure cooker.
So we can just like get the gift and keep it or something.
Is that?
You just keep the gift? Is that what happens?
No, I mean it's just everyone. It's an amazing gift. You should get one for yourself as well.
Scream, not up to a good start here in round number 3. Ooh, RPK, spread it like jam, baby.
That marmalade.
Spread it like the finest honey. Mountain honey. I love French honey. Oh boy. Now I'm back in Europe. Time to get my order game on. Although I have at least 5 jars of honey in the hole. But I'm a gift giver, Dan. I'm a gift giver. I'm a giver of gifts.
The exquisite gifts.
What do G2? Only the finest gifts. I'm the best present giver. Anybody who knows me knows.
Yeah, if you know, Frank, incense, myrrh, then James swoops in with the jam.
I just end it. It's game over when I come in the room. But is it game over for G2 in this round? Looking for their first round. The bomb waiting outside B. Do they have time for this? Body heading towards B to cut off a rotation, but this is predicated on NBK being successful towards A. They have to assume one person is here at least. Ooh, the moonwalking hasn't quite worked out, but what is the read? Happy thinks it's B. Haji starting to peek, but he doesn't need to. Just got to wait for the plant. NBK's time being wasted now. Stay alive, Haji. He will stay alive. 3-0 Envy.
And the whole Frank incense and myrrh thing, I think that was a bit uninspired. Could have tried harder. Get a jam in there.
I think gifts are easier now than they are. They didn't have Amazon.
That is a very good point.
They'll even wrap presents for you.
That is true. That is true.
Thank God for that.
They had to traverse the desert on camels.
Uphill both ways, barefoot.
I saw a camel recently. It was very strange. Camels have a strange form factor, James.
How close did you inspect their form, Dan?
No, well, I just
What are you
had
accusing
one-
Dan
I
of?
thought.
I had one glance. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I can't. I need to leave. I was not ready. Maybe one day when I'm older. Oh, Hiroshima dealing well with the. I was gonna say Glocks, but there's 3 Deagles.
was
This,
a
this
nice
is the
shot.
thing with Deagles. Like we had this situation previously where FaZe. It wasn't. No, it was. Oh, it was G2 actually. G2 on the CT side. They pushed aggressively against just Deagles, and they gave them picks in spots which were quite easy for them to get picks. Then the round collapsed because there couldn't be a rotation to be. Here, ENVYUS is doing what you should do and just chilling, making the Deagles push into choke points without grenades. And it's much easier. Although they are having some trouble, but there's no world where ENVYUS will lose this round, so it's fine.
They can't.
It's an impossible situation. Impossible, I say. My word is law. 4 rounds for ENVYUS, 0 for G2. Again, ENVYUS fresh off a very solid victory on Inferno against FaZe, looking to do the same against a similar opponent, G2.
Yeah, they've got to feel good about that one. I mean, you could only imagine. I think, and you know, Envy probably have a really good vibe when they play against G2. I think they always probably feel like the underdog, but they also are probably more inspired and understand G2 and how they think. They've got their brains are wired like other French people, right?
It's true. There's a lot of wiring going on. Okay. Ooh, nice flash there for Hadji to make the play safe. Whenever you're designing tactics, always ask yourself the question, how can I make it safe or safer? And a nice little flash from a teammate often does the job.
Look at all this success Envy are having.
It's
happening.
happening.
It is. Okay, I'm back.
I like it when you kind of like make up a word. I really enjoy that.
My favorite is when you correct it with a made-up word.
Yeah.
Exploderized.
And that's a real word. In this studio, it's a real word at least. It's
Absolutely.
recognized by the face of dictionary.
In the world of James Dan,
Cabobulus.
we write on the parchment, we inscribe on the tablet. The tablet says 5-0 Envy. Me and Rizara name printed in the tablet. Some Wu-Tang lyrics for you.
Have you ever done any?
Years, now we out like beers.
Have you ever done any sculpting, James, with a stone, chisel, hammer?
Stone, chisel, hammer, no. I have made a bowl, which I still eat breakfast from in London.
You're throwing pots?
Throwing pots.
Yeah.
Oh, we have thrown some pots. We had a moment, an incident where pots were thrown. That is correct.
Well, G2, they have the CZs, and they're getting a lot of value out of the speed and mobility from those CZs. The wide peaks working out, and my god, what the hell was that? Body. Very good shot there. RPK will get a frag towards B, but there's not too much he can do to prevent the A site from being taken. And it really seems like ENVYUS' best case here is just to save these 2 guns there. Money sucks, so sad times. Economic crises.
They have been kept honest by their opponent G2, who look to score their first round on the board. G2 with just the 1.
Cedric.
I don't even know how you pronounce Cedric in French. Cedric? Cedric, monsieur, monsieur? I don't know.
Oi, Cedric!
Hey,
How about that?
Cedric.
That's how you should do it, James. Mate. Oi, mate. Oh, 5-1. Or 1-5 if you're G2. They claim the rounds. Happiness is had. Smiles on their faces. It's a good time.
Good time.
Good time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
You know that very slow-moving fan in the apartments there reminds me of one of the starting scenes from Apocalypse Now.
Didn't watch Apocalypse Now,
Oh.
but I know what
Oh, wow.
movie it is.
Wow. We're in LA. We need more well-versed moviegoers here.
I would like to.
It's a classic movie.
I haven't watched Ex Machina. Constantly reminded about how I need to watch that.
I mean, it's a pretty cool movie, and I guess presents some cool ideas about AI. Although I don't think it's realistic, but I mean, because the whole thing is about generalized artificial intelligence, right?
What about iRobot? Is that realistic? I think that's happening.
No, it's really funny, the whole sort of paranoia around generalized artificial intelligence. Obviously, if you... there is some confliction within the experts in the space. One of my friends is has a PhD in machine learning, and AI is his specialty, and he's been doing it for a very long time, and he thinks it's all bollocks. He thinks there's no truth to the paranoia.
That's how you get in too deep and don't realize it.
It's interesting. I've heard a lot of other experts also discuss the topic at length and say that it's not nearly as worrisome as some people would like to point out. But it's like one of those things which is so incredibly complex. Like no one can say, "Well, I think this," because I mean, it's so complex. How
Talking
you
about
can't know.
potentialities, right? That
So
don't currently exist.
the singularity. Ooh. Well, oh, that's a big peak. It's a big peak. From RPK, the aggression from ENVYUS. They're carrying their confidence forwards. Their confidence is tangible. You can feel it. Feel it on the server.
One Spanish man down. 9 French left.
Yeah. He was targeted. Scream, again, last game was doing excellent things from this position, looking to replicate. Is he going to replicate? Doesn't have to just yet. It's going to be Haji that gets traded out, but Scream has to go back a little bit because Haji is the guy that watches pit and balcony, so, well, plays pit and watches balcony from there, so. But they realize that B is compromised, and Apex waits for them in spawn. And trade is there, but with Kenny S on the post plant, I do not like their chances. Having an AWP post plant on B is basically the strongest position, strongest place to have an AWP. The strongest scenario to have an AWP in the entirety of Inferno.
It might be in the entire game, honestly. Like like you can't miss the shot really. There's so many easy shots, fully covered, and you can see so far. It's true. It's such a strong thing.
It's so strong. Oh yes.
Oh, 4 nades.
Yes.
4 men.
Bish bash
One
push.
offer.
Mixwell
Spanish
gets
man
eliminated.
down again.
That's awesome because you rarely see that work out as well as that, and that's a big frag to get. Oh my God! Scream out there, in there, getting the frags, tagging them down, polishing them off.
Body bags.
3 left though for ENVYUS and for G2. And what is the call here? I like how ENVYUS has only rotated one guy and he's just pushing immediately, just going. It's happy, just pushing apartments, getting the info. He can play balcony, cover the cross if they were to do that. If G2 hadn't moved, I think Happy would have sat in the balcony watching the angle towards bench, and then his teammates would just held on to B. But G2 do successfully push, so Happy has no choice but to push himself.
That is true. I think they felt the frags coming, and they thought, all right, let's go for this. But they should have kept in mind the pinch.
It's
for
true.
Sure, yeah.
But I guess maybe there's an argument too for the sort of confidence that they have to just go for stuff like that. And I think it's important historically between these two teams in this matchup specifically that ENVYUS were able to assert their confidence and to make that work for them. And they're going for the quad HE again. You got to love it. Will Mixwell get bodied again? I would love for that to be the storyline. Just Mixwell just consistently getting owned.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
Yep, he's going up here.
Oh, goodbye.
Here they come.
Oh, he's gone past him.
Too far.
And he knows that he's going to have an angle now.
Okay. They hear 4 nades, so they know it's 4 people. It's on like flashes. I see them coming over at once. Ooh, very clean. Pinnacle, the apex.
And that's actually why, sometimes, you wouldn't actually want to do more than 3 players because, and then you would also throw nades down from top mid potentially. That's what some teams would do, but, and then that obviously allows you to slow down the reaction here. But nevertheless, 4 rounds for G2. ENVYUS with 5.
Yeah, you could have tried to smoke it so that whoever is the one person at A has a big advantage if they really do want to run through the smoke. And yeah, part of that is definitely just fast rotating back to A. But they called it out. No one was at bracket to hold it. No one.
Right, well. Working Banana again. G2. ENVYUS playing a more passive round now that they have all the guns. And this would be such a good round to get for ENVYUS. I'm curious how they could potentially get the opening kill. Happy is on the AWP and he's playing Arch. So a really standard setup from ENVYUS. Couldn't be more bog standard than this, really. ENVYUS know that there's no top mid presence, so I would imagine that Happy should float over about now, because there's so much in the way of grenades here. Still no response from top mids. They're just holding positions, leaving the two players on B to sit here and do the damage. The smokes, though. Is that defensive smoke? It's working out so well. That has to be a defensive smoke there that Kenny has just ran over.
I think so, yeah. That was...
Okay, it was Kiyoshima's smoke indeed. That was a great smoke from Kiyoshima.
Flash will buy a second or two for Kenny S. But the fake blunt didn't go his way. Is Scream about to peek or no? Happy has to be careful. He will be. Too many questions for Kenny.
They definitely should have just pushed all at the same time before he got that bomb down. There's no safe plan for him, and there's no way for him to get 3 kills, 3 different choke points. A lot of respect being shown from Envy. But those rotations were way too labored. They really just banked on RPK and Keo, holding it down versus 5 players rushing the site, and they really did. But how come nobody is moving, even if they're spotting top mid and they have one person just constantly looking all the way down to stairs? Why not try to cheat an extra person over? Why do you think it's going to be A? All these questions.
3-2 set up from... Oh, boy. I'm surprised he's not dead. I'm sure it was 2 grenades, but only one seems to register.
Yeah.
Kiyoshima holding a flash out. Ouch, through the corner of the wall. RPK now has much work to do, and again, these are long and labored rotations for Envy. A flash into pool will help RPK, as you can see, does not flash him. He is protected, but he cannot protect the bomb site. And now they start to trickle in, but there's a 2-man flank. G2, with nobody lost, are practicing containment around the site. They've got the hazmats on, and the virus is being eliminated. Haji alone. Not sure if he sees Kenny or not. Maybe he came up on the radar. Now he knows.
Apex gone absolutely ham. 4 kills. All entries. G2 take both sites. They are prepared for every eventuality. This last kill is just... that wasn't supposed to happen. Ding dong.
Loving life is Apex. 6-5. G2 looking to secure league placement, go up the ranks. And again, I often say it, you see how that grenade bounced off the right-hand side of the window. It's very easy to perfectly place a grenade behind the sandbag's position. It's good for flashbangs, because if somebody's behind those sandbags, they get flashed off. If somebody's holding an angle with an AWP or whatever, they get flashed off. Very, very powerful, very easy to do. G2 with considerable problems here, as you can see. Envy are now in a 4 versus 2 somehow.
This game is crazy. They're just going at it bare knuckles. Happy trading places with MBK. Won't call for his teammate. He gets spotted and doesn't see the bomb himself. And somehow, what is that? What is that?
That is hilarious. Off he goes. Head first into the floor, into the canvas. He got planted like Droz by D'Lo Brown.
There's some kind of mind games going on. But respect is earned. But I guess, why haven't ENVYUS earned that? 7 rounds on CT side, they're looking sharp. They're haven't gotten off. They've been doing pretty well on Banana. Even when with map control, G2 haven't been able to take sites easily.
Ooh, the
Cool
deep
flash.
spot flash, interesting.
Yeah.
For anybody behind the sandbags position, Apex will be naded into oblivion. That was a really cool flashbang though. Notes will be written by Jameson of the Bardolphs. If I could find my pen, if only I could find my pen.
Diary's coming up. It's always good to have a couple of looks at Banana for the different times and places at which it's taken. So if you want to give up bottom Banana, that's fine. No body, jumping out of halls, but gets caught off by Scream, who makes it 2.
Last bullet, knew nothing about it. Marvelous. Round number 13.
It's been a very good bracket player who now realizes his job is done. Full passive setup, apart from Happy, who seems to be a little bit information hungry. Oh no, that could be an easy op frag.
Risks must be taken. There goes the bomb. And now it may be a question of saving for Kenny. Oh, 10 seconds to try and save his weapon, but he can't do it. Round number 8 for Envy. Do you want the second AWP? Apparently, no. 2 rounds remain now. G2, their money is broken, so do they force it up and try to take 2 rounds, or will they settle for 1? Oh, that was... I can't say the word, but it was nice. I enjoyed that. That was beautiful. 4 Deagles, indeed. They will pretty much fight for a round number 6 as opposed to round number 7. Flashbang, Kishima spotting the second player. Mixwell late, but spotting and swatting he will do. So the 3-man push from Envy at the beginning of the round on Banana, and they have secured that for the time being. They'll leave Sappy in situ. He has a smoke grenade and an AWP. Meanwhile, the numbers will be slightly thinned. Scream taking body out of contention. Out of the round, out of the game. Molotov allowing a safer peek. Scream can peek wide, and it is limited where the T's can stand close because of the Molotov. Now Apex tries to get some stats. The bomb is secure, which means Happy's push isn't too terrible. This is not concerning. He can hold the angle while RPK has a look. And there we go, 9-5. Envy doing something on Inferno. Again, these are much needed wins for Envy. Still at the bottom of the table, the bottom rung of the ladder. And the ladder does not look very stable for them. It's shaky, it's rusting. Its integrity has been compromised by the L column. Many L's have been taken by Envy so far. Oh, Mixwell trying to do his best Scream impression. And he will be taken out early. Again, 3 players, and he only sees 1 of them, so it's not even like Envy can necessarily try to make a fast play in response. That is something I do wonder about. If you see, for example, if you hear, rather, 3 HEs go down Banana, is there a fast play you make, maybe with a flashbang burst towards top mid? Where do you expect the other 2 players to be towards the A site? What? Sequasa! Please explain Kiyashima. NBK and Kenny, last men standing, 2 versus 3. Lots of spray coming in from these rifles. 4 AKs on the 5 remaining players. 2 coming in from Envy. They see NBK so many places. 1 big target. Now Kenny in a 1 versus 2 knows that many players are towards the arch position. Grenades flying in, waiting for the smoke to go so we can see what he's doing. Oh, he's got a nice angle and Happy, but he can't quite get the taps of pre-fire coming in, but still. The gods are not being kind to him. Finally, Kishima taken out. Kenny now 1 versus 2, running past the angle. Happy trying to reposition a pop flash, and he has no idea that Kenny's behind him. That is just rude. Round number 6 for G2. 17 for 9, Kenny. Very nice stuff from him. We move to the pistol round. This is just some fun between friends. Do wonder if there was a smirk on Happy's face once he had that done to him. All Kevlar for the CT side. RPK and Happy with some granate. Granate!
I'm helping you, James. I'm support.
Angry Dan on his birthday.
I'm angry. Aging! No one likes aging. Aging.
We age every day. We age every day.
No, we don't,
I'm sure this studio is covered with your dead skin back.
Yeah, it's probably this everywhere, isn't it? What are you going to do about that? Hope he has someone figuring that out. Either way, MBK, he's looking to make a lot of dead T's on this bomb site, and it's not going too successfully initially, but the recovery's there. The frags are made, the headshots are found. And now Kiyoshima occupies MBK's position. He does the dance of death. Nothing's connecting. That's frustrating, isn't it? We've all been there. I feel like there's a point in time where the USP just stopped working for everyone. Like after the, one of the last pistol updates, where they made the Glock 1 bullet, like first bullet accuracy better, but then like worse on the spray. And then I feel like at that same update, it feels like the USP is worse. But maybe it's just, maybe I'm just thinking,
I think
making
it's
it
just
up. Might just be me. But I feel like it is
You
tough.
betrayed us. You've got to the P2000, haven't you?
No, I will, yeah. I really like the P250 though. I pretty much buy a P250 in every pistol round and just buy nades or drop P250s to other people too. And I have so much success with it that I just have to keep doing it. It's very successful. The P250 on the pistols. RPK will get mixed well down, and that is a good start for ENVYUS here, considering what they have. RPK, he's done some damage. He's created an opportunity for his teammates to gather weaponry, upgrades. Happy, instead of having a spare hand, now both hands are occupied, because now he's got a submachine gun instead of just a mere Glock. So, what is the play here for G2? Because, well, they've decided to just stay passive, and that is essentially all you can really do from this position. It is MBK who's got a FAMAS on the B side, trying to anchor that, and he can probably do a good job by himself, but all these players do have helmets, which will make things a bit more difficult. This is honestly an awful look, because all ENVYUS need to do is just go 5 into a bomb site with a good smoke and flash. And no matter which site they choose, as long as their spacing's good, they're fine.
They've spotted one player towards construction. Kishima's on his own. Ooh, there we go. Now what do they do? Okay, I was going to say one known versus one unknown, but they quickly saw where Kenyas was. And I think that is sometimes a decision that needs to be made. You know where one player is, you don't know where the other player is. So do you choose to go against the known and use a numbers game and trying to abuse your advantages? Or do you go versus the unknown, who maybe cuts you off while you're making rotation, could be anywhere on the map, through second mid and so on? I generally favour the known versus the unknown in that respect. But it is situational if you're carrying the bomb and so on, things like that. But I prefer the known to the unknown. That's my jam.
Yeah, it's a good kind of jam. No one likes the unknown jam. You like spam? Unknown meat. Spam by definition, unknown meat. Where did it come from? What is it made of? The assumption is it's meat, but who knows? G2 on the pistols again, and life is hard. Hardships are being experienced. Haji pressing the issue, putting Apex in a shallow grave. And RBK is on the bomb site. Oh, that's very, very nice. Very fancy. Why so fancy, MBK? Unfortunately for G2, it might be too little though, considering the strengths of the positioning of ENVYUS. It's not a word, I coined it. The lovely sound of the burning grounds, the flames. Therapeutic, like the sound of running water. Like the sound of connecting a deagle headshot. Satisfaction. No satisfaction to be had for Kenyas, except maybe another 1D, which he may be able to find. He's trying to catch these players, he's trying to pin them into the site. If I'm going to go down, I'm taking you with me. But I'll be safe, so you can be safe as well. Oh! Did someone die? No.
I think Envy will be tied with Virtus Pro if they win this match. Excuse me for coughing on the microphone.
You're correct, because VP are 5 and 10, and Envy are currently 4 and 10, I think. Pretty sure. I would bet some money on that.
Excellent. Is that his use on Mixwell, I see? I think it is.
He's done it.
P250 Asimov's quite nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice. It's not quite nice, but it's nice.
It's not what I would choose, but it's okay.
Yeah, there are nuclear threats out there, the whiteouts out there.
Oh.
How did he not pull the knife out?
So there's many ways where he could have got the frag there. But he will opt to not get the frag. That will be his decision. 12 to 7. ENVYUS looking good. Nice. Only one of those bullets connected. Apex, come on, man. That's just. He's not trying, is he? He's not trying that. Anyway. ECS will look down middle for a moment before being flashed off the angle. Diligent play by ENVYUS. It's a flash you have to throw. So you can see the way that they're flashing these angles forces ECS back. $200 each time, so that's $400 to push ECS from top mid to the site. So, you know, when you put it like that, when I put it like that, it's definitely a good argument to know how to flash those positions. Oh, he's gone all the way around the side. What a sneaky man.
Flash is there for Mixwell, but the frag is not. 4-on-4 now. Seen quite a few smoke kills today, but maybe this is one NBK won't get. Not yet, anyway. Reloading around the pillar. Kishima picked up. Haji soon to follow. That's the bomb now with Apex. Apex, just, he's a human tank, isn't he? Happy now. Around the corner from the bomb, but he knows someone must be holding this angle. There we go, NBK taken out. Kenny's made his way towards mid. Not retrieving the bomb just yet, trying to catch someone out of position, and Kenny turns the corner just as Happy does. And now there is a French sandwich. Perhaps a spot of Gruyere cheese. Swiss, of course.
What kind of honey would you put with Gruyere cheese?
I wouldn't put honey with Gruyere cheese. There is this restaurant by Tower Bridge with a deli attached called Le Pont de la Tour. And they used to have nice baguettes with some Gruyere cheese and some green bits and bobs. I forget, there was something that contrasted very well with Gruyere cheese, Dan. Bet you regret you asked now.
I know a cheese place in Piccadilly Circus, and it's super good. Get sandwiches from there sometimes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. That place is awesome. It's
What
on
is the
German
name?
Street.
I've forgotten the name.
It's on German Street.
Paxton and Whitfield?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That place is amazing. You walk in, you just smell the finest of cheeses.
There's all kind of cheese in there.
Your hunger, your appetite is then very much a problem.
Spot of stinking Bishop. Oh boy.
No!
Ow.
He's fine.
Oh my god, how?
He's fine. So, we've got G2 moving a third player into that B bomb site. They're ready for the B hits, but it's not to be. Ha 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 ha. Look at my words.
Hey, two brutes.
Kishima waiting for this nice off angle. Oh, Kenny has still managed to get the shot. Very, very good stuff from Kenny. And look at the timing of the information play, around 50 seconds. It's perfect from G2. Really solid play. Allows the rotations to come in. Body defense, Hachi's jump as well. Trade is there though, but G2 are definitely on the winning end of this one.
Yeah, the information play was perfect, just as you mentioned. They were so impressive versus NIP in that regard on their CT side. So, wouldn't be surprised me if this game is not over for ENVYUS, who just beat FaZe on this map somehow. Who just took down a giant.
Pistols for Envy. 3 flashbangs. What can they hope to do with them? Well, they can flash Kenny off the angle, but he'll go back to the well once, twice. Yeah, this is not the easiest shot to make, but he'll make it look easy. And also, if somebody, again, comes from second mid through the crawl space, then there is a wider area they can be in. Kenny's ready for it, though. Mixwell maybe looking for a pot flash player burst through the smoke. He'll stay close. G2 lie in wait for what remains of Envy. Kiyashima less. Ooh, this smoke is going to go to the front of the site. I throw pretty much the exact same smoke. It's lined up between the spire and the bobble on the top right-hand side. And that's exactly where it lands. It's a nice smoke because if there is somebody standing in a coffin position, they can't see the T's unless they go wide. So you can creep forward with it a bit. But it does leave a tight angle to be sprayed through. So if you are a recipient of that smoke, if you're by those coffins, then you can just spray that slight corner by the wall, and there's a fair chance you'll take someone out.
No, it might be a cheap eco strategy to throw that smoke and then throw a Molotov to emo or darker shadow or whatever you call it, and execute that way. So I remember there was a mouse sports throw that smoke too, and the one thing that works against it is having someone op from emo, because you can still see the cross very well. But if you threw a molly back there, you might erase all the best angles.
Flashbang will be half the price. You can plant in that smoke, but you can also, if you have the numbers and you make if some of you make it towards the pool, then in most places in the pool, if you crouch, your head can't be seen. So it does compromise where the CTs can defend from. So there are some things you can do with that smoke. I like to throw it as a lurker, because I know what angles the CTs are likely to take around it and so on.
Wow.
That is quite the shot. Enough about me.
Yeah, look at Apex go. He wants to get it all the way in there. Oh, that's nice! Straight to the face. His face is gone. It never was. Removed from existence, and the history books, that was such a shot from Kenny S. But he's alone now. He needs to do stuff like that much more often. Nice smoke, but Kenny S will flash himself through. Oh my goodness. Haji does manage to turn around in time. ENVYUS 13, G2 10.
How did they lose that round? He got like he got such important kills just now.
There was a two-man CT push. Boom. If you watch the radar, they go through apartments. RPK takes him out here. You see on the radar, one goes, there's the other one.
Oh my god.
Wow. Sorry to interrupt you, James. It was too good.
It was nice.
I don't know how you hit that. That is.
Select Kenny S at character, select screen.
Yeah.
It's like a Kuma though, he's hidden.
The glass cannon. Nice by MBK. Nice. Clean snap. Snap. Okay. It's a good start for G2, considering their grenade situation. They definitely do want to be getting that first pick. Maybe it's deciding to go towards the apartments here, and maybe they'll just go for a balcony pop. But G2 with 4 players on A already, and something you mentioned before, Launders, they've been really good at understanding exactly like when to have 4 players on A. It's they've been flawless with that.
They are fighting for it. They're doing it better than anyone right now. That's awesome. They do it right away. They're making it look so simple.
Sub 1 minutes mark. CTs have been forced away from top mid. However, there are 4 of them towards the A side, which seems to be the right place at the moment. That said, Envy are looking towards Banana, perhaps to show some presence with the time they have on the clock here. 39 seconds on the clock, and flashbangs are heard at the bottom of mid. Bottom of Banana. That will send Apex back towards the B-bomb site. Bomb in the middle of mid with 25 seconds left, and that is quite the journey from Happy. It's going the wrong way.
Yeah, sad for him to be taken out in that fashion after moving out there, because you can see now his teammates, they're sort of just moving in the same positions, and Happy was not able to accomplish much. 2 ops though remain for G2, and denied. Doesn't know whether or not he can go for the defuse straight away. Unsure where Haji is, but with no one showing, it's an easy assumption to think that the last player is in the balcony in the apartments, and that's correct.
They definitely called it for Happy to get peeked at from Arch. They just had to be in position. That was a key thing for G2. And Envy did a lot to try to get them uncomfortable and moving around. So it was close. That was kind of like the running credit card thing where you jump out halls and then just go back to mid and use that to either come back to A or go to B, but make it seem like a fake. It's become somewhat common to do. And they almost got away with it. Almost.
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 Almost is not good enough, though, for Envy if they want to get off the bottom of the leaderboard. Almost just will not do. They needed all the wins today to make LAN. They've lost one, and they still need all the wins to pretty much secure themselves escapement from the relegation area. Now, if they lose this one as well, it's not guaranteed. So this is the Bolts-esque smoke. Onto the balcony. Doesn't collide with Body, otherwise that would have been a clue. You can see Body has a gap, actually. Oh, the horse poppy's ready for it. 16 bullets in the mag.
He's getting a clue. He's getting a clue. Speaking of clues, Kennyus gets one as well. It's a pretty big clue. Well, this has gone quite well for G2. Oh, Mixwell. Yeah, there you go. Finish him off. Finish him off.
Surely there's a weapon.
That's ambitious.
You can really see the spray control from that.
I respect that. He's been practicing.
Fires bullets, but when they reach a destination, because of the fall off, they land as potatoes.
Potats.
Tater tots.
I've never thrown a potato at someone.
Really?
Good.
Yeah,
All the
I'm actually
things you've
Why
surprised.
did you say really, Dan?
I'm actually surprised because I feel like that'd be pretty good as a missile.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's some nade damage right there.
Hello.
Oh, body block.
Okay, well, they will be successful. I actually thought that would be guaranteed 2 kills. Body on the flank with the MP7, and he knows that they haven't pushed it into the B site, so he has to be cautious. When you're playing a really good team, you have to understand that this could be a possibility, because as soon as G2 understand that it's a lot of players towards Banana, the risks for them to push the other side of the map becomes way less risky. So they're going to do it to get more information and to get better positions, and just as Body did there. So that's one thing you have to be wary of against the best teams. They'll take every chance they can to push. And Happy, speaking of pushing, looking to do the lurk play towards A, which is really smart in this situation, although he's the only guy with health on the team. He needs to get the kill here. Nice. Okay, that's big. Now, what do they do here? Do they allow Happy to... Okay, they're not going to run a fake.
Keep it simple. The bomb makes it around the corner, and Haji is in the apartments with a second smoke just being deployed now. And there are 2 Molotovs to boot. Double AWPs. How did he get an opening? NBK very late away from B. They all have kits, these players.
Oh my god, are they saving? Wow. I mean, it does go to 14, so at least it's not for match point.
They can drop for the other 2, so I guess that has a lot to do with it. NBK and Kenny can drop some weapons, and they'll have a really good buy.
Sometimes I wonder if they looked at how much health was remaining, would they go for it? Would that change their decision? Or would they think, okay, just the after plant spots are too strong?
With 2
3v3
AWPs,
is tough.
maybe if they had 2 rifles and an AWP if they knew, but even
That's
now,
true, too.
it's very difficult.
Kirishima died in the apartments. That is amusing to me, because their money is not really in a place where he could afford to die there.
Tactical from Envy.
ENVYUS,
2 rounds away from victory.
look how susceptible they are to the reset. If G2 win this round, G2 will be on 15, 14, most likely.
They've been doing really good in the early round normally, so G2, you can see more and more reasons why they might want to just kind of start over. As long as they have nades and they have their ops, I'm sure they feel less scared than Envy do starting the round off right.
That said, if they lose this, it's over. So
yeah,
it's all on this one.
that's true.
It's all on this one.
Oof. All these documentary names. Almost. The ENVYUS documentary.
Yeah. The ENVYUS story.
Right then, this is a key round for both sides, for all concerned. In case of aggression, hold these positions. Put your head in your laps, your hands over your heads. We'll take a more aggressive stance.
Brace.
Mollies, flashbangs. Early delays for Envy. Nothing to be too concerned about. They will exhaust the inventory of their opponent.
I like this from G2. Is that an AWP in the apps? Yes, Kenny is in the apps with the AWP. Mixwell Arch with the FAMAS. You can't trade this. You can't trade this frag. Ooh. Okay, well Body will get the spray for both, but yeah, it's very hard to trade that, which is why it's very strong. It's a risk because it does mean that other parts of the map are a bit more open because you can't hold the angles with AWPs, but there's 2 AWPs, so it's very strong. Oh, nice trade from Haji.
They need a lot more than that though, and they are not going to get it with Mixwell dropping the bomb from Scream. Perfect.
Wow.
Haji exposes his position, expecting a peek. They see his legs. Trying to make a play. Ooh, some pre-fire there, but really, what can be achieved here for Envy? Not a lot. Perfect play in the apps from the CTE's end. That puts the money in a weird spot for Envy. Very weird indeed.
Yeah, they're in a really awkward spot now.
What kill here were you saying couldn't be? Were you saying from the T's perspective or the CT's perspective?
Oh, the CT's perspective. Like when an AWP is sitting on the angle in apps, you can't really trade it. It's because they take the shot as you peek. Unless you get a perfect pre-fire, you know, for a headshot, which almost no one's going to be doing, the AWP gets the shot off first and then falls behind the cover. So that's the strength of AWPs. They can create untradeable frags. And so in the apartments is particularly dangerous. I think you don't expect the AWP to be there. It's kind of like on Mirage on the B apartments as a CT side, getting the AWP there to open some rounds where you've been abused previously. Default positions now for the AWPers. Arch for Kenny. And MBK is holding B alone, as he often does. I say alone, Apex is somewhat with him. He's sort of in a floating position. He's a flotation device.
He is a buoy.
He's a bright purple orange armband. For an infant, perhaps. Haji taken out. The bomb is alone at the top of mids, and G2 are getting pretty savage here on both sides of the A bomb site. Is a trade there for Body. He can bide his time in the 4 versus 2. Ding dong. Body annihilating with a multi-frag once again. 14 apiece.
Man, what a sick day from Kenny S.
Oh, they invested in that? They invested all their money in that round?
That's really weird.
Apparently
Whoa,
so.
why'd they do that?
Oh, I guess they
didn't want to allow GT to get a 15, I suppose.
did it
Yeah,
get an
no,
extra
they
buy.
wouldn't have though. I mean, why didn't they just save last round?
So they wouldn't have had a good buy here, I think.
I guess they get 2 buys instead of 1.5,
But they're not even buying.
because they'll buy next round.
That is
Mine
really weird because it
might
doesn't
explode.
make sense. It doesn't make sense to force by last round and not force by this round almost. I guess.
Well,
I
they
don't know.
only need to win one of the next 2 rounds, worst case scenario, so
Yeah.
They could have done that. Like, they get 1 full buy no matter what. They're going to save 1 of the 3 rounds, right? So why would they pick this round to save?
Either way, G2 are going to be pretty happy with how this is going. Goodbye. Oh, those nades were fantastic.
Ruben sandwich. It's meaty.
Who's Ruben?
Haven't met him.
I don't know anyone called Ruben. Actually,
Is there pastrami on a Reuben?
I knew
so, yeah.
one guy called Ruben. I went to school with a Ruben.
What happened to him?
I don't know, maybe he became a sandwich.
What was his life trajectory? Sandwich.
We
What
are
kind-
really
what kind
funny
of mustard?
guys.
We're so funny. We're really.
My brother's dog was named Reuben. It's always confused me with sandwiches. It's a little Shih Tzu.
Does it make you look at the dog
Looked like a
differently?
Shih Tzus are like Roombas with fur on them.
What's
Oh,
a Roomba?
I know.
Roomba is the thing that goes around your room. It's a little disc, and it's like a vacuum.
Oh, right.
That's what a Shih Tzu's like. It's like a broom. With
Those
no
things are
handles.
expensive.
Roombas?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are not cheap. And I'm like, I can't imagine they're that worthwhile over like a Dyson.
It seems weird.
They're stupidly expensive.
And if they like slurp up a ketchup packet that's on the floor, and you just get ketchup everywhere.
Why would you have ketchup packets on the floor, Lawners?
Well, you don't
kind of
know.
slob
That's
are
why
you?
you're just having an automated cleaning device.
Why don't you just get a bottle of ketchup?
It's not my house.
Are
I have no
are you-
Roomba.
You're in
Nor
McDonald's,
do I
aren't
have
you? You're
ketchup.
one of those guys who takes all the packets of
I
sauce from
don't. I
McDonald's.
don't even favor ketchup over other condiments.
Taking raw sauce to a new level.
Okay. Roomba 890, $438.
That's
pretty
ridiculous,
penny.
isn't it?
Blimmin' hell.
That's half an iPhone.
That's a joke.
There's some that you get for 300.
You could buy a Dyson and have change.
Oh, iRobot. There's an iRobot one. $600.
It's just silly.
iRobot branding.
That's
$600.
Will Smith's face spinning on my floor.
Kenny S. Oh, there he goes. He says, no. No, no, no.
If this is to be a loss, this is going to be a devastating one for Envy. But they are fighting back or trying to. Haji is not done with this just yet. And now he is alone. Slow flank coming in. Now both CTs are top mid. And do wonder if they'll choose to, well, if the bomb was down, if they would go together. Don't see it so often, but it is an interesting strat. But there it is. 16 to 14.